Heads up, this is all based on the current early access build of Wartile. None of this stuff is final, and we're probably gonna check this game out again later on. I like strategy games, but generally speaking, I'm pretty awful at them. So, also generally speaking, I tend to avoid them. But every now and then, there's a strategery game that catches my eye and I can't help but give it a shot, even though I know I'm just gonna be the worst at it. Playwood's Wartile had me interested from the moment I saw a screenshot of its gorgeous diorama style levels, and it had me hooked as soon as I got to sit down and actually play some of it. In Wartile, you take command of a handful of Vikings, each styled after little board game unit pieces, and each with their own abilities that are represented by cards. During a mission, you'll have 2 cards drawn from your deck, and then each piece's special ability that you can activate every now and then as long as the piece is alive. Beyond that, you can customize each piece's gear and stats to an extent, which in theory affects your strategies. I say in theory because it doesn't exactly land it quite right. There's no real reason to have anything in your deck other than healing cards, and there's no reason to have anything other than hit deflection as a stat for each of your pieces. It's like this because survivability is just so important, and it's so easy to lose units if you don't stat like this. You really just end up having to invest in staying alive, or you won't. There's also a lot of luck involved in Wartile. I feel like this kind of has to do with the fact that the game takes so much inspiration from traditional wargaming. In your average tabletop wargame, dice are involved to simulate how luck factors into the tide of battle, and in Wartile that extends to your chances to hit and block. The problem with it in Wartile is that more often than not, it seems to detract from the actual strategy. I hope that as the game develops, this gets fine-tuned. If there were a system similar to, I don't know, Fire Emblem, where certain types of weapons beat others, or you have a read of some sort into your chances to hit versus whatever enemies, I think it'd lean a lot more towards skill, but right now it's pretty RNG. Additionally, and probably because of the RNG, combat encounters can actually take a pretty long time. So if you're a patient gamer and you're cool with waiting and making minor positional changes during large encounters, then I think you'll click well with Wartile. Personally, I'd prefer it if it had a faster pace or at least a quicker resolution to combat. For me, the fun is taking out enemies and moving on, positioning well before an encounter and adjusting as I need to, and then seeing that forethought pay off with a win and some progress. That's what makes Wartile shine for me. There's also a loot system in the game, which is a little weird, but a good idea, I think. Equipping gear to your units doesn't make sense like the methods behind it in and of themselves. It's a clearly incomplete part of the game, but I want to say that the ideas they have here are in the right place, they just need work. There's some really cool pieces of equipment that you get. Like I have this helmet that I think it lets me randomly summon zombies to help out, but I can't actually see any details about the helmet, so I don't know if it's the helmet's doing or if I'm just weirdly lucky or if it's a glitch, I don't know. But if that is what the helmet's supposed to do, then hey, that's really cool. There should definitely be some readouts on the bonuses that armor and weapons give you. It's a great starting point for just fleshing the system out. I should also note that Wartile does have multiplayer, but I haven't had a chance to play it yet. It's there, but I can't speak to quality or not. I do want to say that regardless of how the gameplay stacks up to other strategy games, Wartile has managed to pull off a really unique art style. To set levels within dioramas and to have environments motion pause, it does a great job of getting the idea that this is a board game across. It's honestly one of my favorite things about Wartile, and I hope they find other ways to emphasize the unique aesthetic and maybe even leverage it somehow with the gameplay. While Wartile is definitely gorgeous and it has a lot of potential, it's also got a really long way to go before it reaches that potential. It's trying a lot of interesting things and it's a little scattered right now. I just think that the game needs to focus on improving each of its facets one at a time, and then I think it'd be really kick-ass. You can pick up Wartile for about 20 bucks on Steam's early access platform. I think that's a bit of a steep price for what it is right now in its current state, but if you're interested in giving feedback to the devs and actually helping development, then I think it'd be worth picking up. Otherwise, maybe wait for this one to make some development progress or wait for it to go on sale. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Indie Bytes. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more stuff like this. Be sure to check out the other content that we put out on this channel, and remember to drop me a line here on Twitter or through email with any game recommendations that you've got. You can find all that stuff down in the description below. I'll see you next time. Bye!